Hey guys, it's your boy, Mr. J, here with another video. If you could take the time to like, comment, subscribe, any of that YouTube algorithm stuff, I'd really appreciate it. And we can get straight into the deck. We got an Edge of Eternity's new deck for you, straight into standard. I'm calling this one Warp Speed. And here it is, guys. I'll break it down card for card here, so that way we can get an idea of what we're doing. So the idea of the deck is to really get a hold of that void mechanic, which has the beginning triggers of at the beginning of your end step, or actually this one specifically is the end step, but it's specifically looking if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or if a spell was warped. So if we have a non-land permanent leave the battlefield, or if we warp a spell, this one specifically at our end step will create a 2/2 colorless robot. And then this one also is a 4/4 life link. Whenever one or more creatures are you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So Elegy Acolyte is definitely going to be kind of our card advantage engine later in the game, as well as creating those robots for us. So that way we can trigger our Weft Stalker Ardent, which is whenever another creature or artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. So we're going to try and ping him out a little bit with the Ardent. It has Warp for 1, so we can pay the Warp costs to cheat it in for 1 for the turn in order to get the activations that we need. Possibility Technician. Whenever this creature or another Kavu you control enters, exile the top card of your library. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. If you control a Kavu. It has Warp for 2. It's a 3/3 for 2 mana. He's our only Kavu in the deck, so the only time we're going to be able to use his card that he exiles is when he's on the battlefield, but it's still a type of card draw that we can use. Timeline Color is a hasty boy, a 2/2 that's got warp, and we can use his warp ability in the graveyard, so that gives us some good recursion there as well. Another hasty boy we got, and probably our finisher most likely, is going to be Nova Hellkite. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls, has flying haste, and it has warp for 3, so we can get 4 damage in early on turn 3 with a Nova Hellkite, and then be able to cast it again to try and finish the game on turn 5. The Anti-Casual Vestige. Whenever this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. So this is a way that we can cheat some of our stuff into play. Specifically, we like to cheat in the Elegy Acolyte. That'd be our best option, because if we're warping this in for 4, we should have just enough lands on the battlefield to be able to cheat her out. And then our removal package for the deck is going to be Plasma Bolt, which deals 2 damage to any target, but it'll deal 3 damage with that void mechanic as long as we've warped something or something's left the battlefield. And then Tragic Trajectory, which it only deals -2/-2, but if we void something, it deals -10/-10. So this becomes a lot better in the late game when we start warping and voiding. So that's Warp Speed for you guys. Hopefully we can do pretty well on Arena, and let's get it going. Warp Speed versus You Know Me, the Virtuous. Do I know you? Maybe. We've probably played before. Oh yes, we didn't talk about the mana base too much when we were going into it. We're trying, since we're warping in a bunch of stuff that doesn't have haste, we're also going to try and station some of these lands to give us a little bit of benefit. We're running the black one and the red one. Starting town to finish us up. Finish off our colors as long as the Verge. And then full bore is just a way to give some of our stuff haste that warps in. Which actually, this looks like a pretty decent hand. So we're going to keep it. Greedy freebooter for our opponent. Let's go ahead and get this down, just because it comes in tapped. Hits us for one. There's a spyglass siren. Alright, so we're going to play the starting town. And now this is what we're going to do. We're going to warp in our Ardent, our Weftstalker Ardent. And because we warped it in, we can tragic trajectory the spyglass siren, giving it -10, -10. I moved to combat. Can't do any combat, so we're going to station our planet. Hits us for 2. Alright. Play the mountain. And we can start doing our shenanigans with the possibility technician. Let's do that. We're going to warp in the possibility technician. Elegy. So we're going to full bore. Auto turn. Gates are our haste. Unfortunate. Well, we're just going to station our planet thing. Cast River Monument that we knew about. Hits us for 2. Passes the turn. I think we should go ahead and start casting stuff from exile. Nah, we're gonna keep it up for a blocker, I think. Unless they got a kill spell. Oh, mill 2 cards, okay. Hopefully that means there's a land on top of it. Oh. It's a land, but it comes in tapped, unfortunately. Let's get down our possibility technician. Get a land, that's good. Next. End turn. We hold up a blocker, hopefully. And then if they don't attack, or if we're good after blocks, then we're going to station our planet. Yeah, so I kind of had a feeling he had some removal. We draw the fountain for it. I think we should probably get some lifelink going, then shoot 2. No, actually, hold on, cancel. Let's do this. Let's warp in our West Walker, and then we'll play Acolyte. Deal damage. And that way we also station. And then end the turn. And our Acolyte will also trigger giving us a robot. Dealing another damage. Yeah, that was a good turn. And now we got some lifelink, so hopefully that'll help stabilize us. As long as it doesn't die. They might have more removal. What do you know, me? Do you really know me? opponent. He's thinking, doesn't know what to do. There it is. There's the kill spell. We will go ahead and block and give him this treasure token. We don't want to take any more damage. Alright, so I guess we play the mountain. And let's do this. We're gonna Ancestral Vestige, Warts. Or Anti-Casual Vestige. Go ahead and use it to crew or station online. And then we're gonna end the turn. When we end the turn, it exiles, draws us a card, and then we can play the Acolyte for free. That was perfect timing. All right. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can play the Army. So we can warp our Hellkite. Go to combat. Swing. Gain some life. Yes, we're doing it. We're stabilizing. We're gonna end the turn. Create a robot. And put our Nova Hellkite safely in exile. And then next turn we should be able to just cast the Hellkite and sacrifice the robot. Oh, and they scoop it up. We got there. Alright. We're going warp speed versus Eric. Just Eric. Alright, Eric. Let's get it, dude. We got a hasty boy on turn 1, it looks like. Into a little bit of card draw. Yeah, I think we can keep. Let's play the Verge into a Timeline Collar Wart. Do I need to choose it? Cast him again next turn, probably. Skullcap Snail. Exiles a card from their hand. We got 2 of these, so. Alright, let's play the Swamp. And we can... Do we warp in the Technician? No, we'll save it. We'll just go ahead and cast the Timeline Collar. Attack. Opponent chooses to block. Plays the Plains. Oh, they have their own Timeline Collar, eh? Take the 2. Alright, well, we'll play the Starting Town. And then go ahead and we'll just play the Possibility Technician here, I think. Yes. Play for 2. Pass turn. So now we got a blocker for his collar. Passes turn. Alright, we're gonna play that mountain from exile. And go ahead and Warp in the anti-cavalry message. Attack. Draw the land. We could ramp, or we could play another possibility technician. Oh yeah, so 2 of them will trigger 2 of them, so we get to exile 2 cards. Nice. An opponent passes. We're definitely gonna put down Susur. And go to combat. Get you down to 1. And end the turn. I think we just don't overextend yourself, kids. Good game. We got the GGs. And that's the aggro start for the deck for sure. We're going Warp Speed versus Rita, the Ambitious. Let's see. I think we can keep this. Amonkhet Raceway is another way we can give our stuff haste later too. So let's keep her. We will start with a Burge into the color. There you go. Trajectory. Okay, starting town. Go ahead and recast timeline color. And opponent. Island. Swings with the Ginger Brute. Well, now we're gonna play the Amonkhet Raceway. And I don't think killing the Ginger Brute with the trajectory is worth it. So let's go ahead and just get down the Ardent. Don't need to warp it. Opponent took time to think about that one. Attack. Hit you for 2. Start our engines. Pass the turn. Forest. For our opponent. Contemplating. Another Ginger Brute. Decides not to attack. Alright. Play the starting town. Comes in tapped. We're just gonna move to combat. Go ahead and attack for 4. This is instant. You have instant speed, so no, we're gonna save that because if we draw land, we can. Start our engines. Another way we can get that haste possibly. And then end the turn. Botanical Sanctum. Tapped. Goes to combat. Swings for 1. We're gonna go ahead and take it. And pass turn. Aha, Susur. Let's play Susur. Then we're gonna warp Vestige. Get countered, alright. Well, move to combat. Oh. Swing for 4. Got those engines started. It's top speed. Okay. Bounces it back to our hand. Surveils. Keeps it on top. Swings for one. Plasma bolt. Alright, that was a good one. So let's... Anti-casual vestige. Wards. And then we will full bore, giving it haste and trample. That resolves, and then we'll move to combat. Swing for 12. And that's game. That's good GG's. Going warp speed versus Batman. We're playing Batman, guys. Alright. We're going up against Batman. This should be an interesting game. Probably need a mulligan. A little bit better, so we'll keep. We can get rid of a land here. Let's just get rid. That turns on our Verge. We want ways to get haste. So I guess it's the starting time. Play the Verge faster. I gotta say hello to Batman. Go ahead and play the Raceway to start with. Meticulous Archive. Alright, well. Mountain. And go ahead and get down our Possibility Technician. We'll just cast it. Nova Hellkite. Another Nova Hellkite. Well, we'll play the mountain and... Oh, you cannot warp from exile. Gotcha. So we will warp from our hand. Nova Hellkite. Move to combat. Attack for 7. Get lost the Technician. Okay. So we still hit for 4. Increase our speed and pass turn. Need a black source so we can play our Acolyte. Stocking up for our opponent. Batman plays control. Why am I not surprised? Well, we didn't draw the land, so I guess we just hard cast this Arcane. And pass the turn for now. Guess we could have cracked a map to try and find that land. That would have been a smart idea. Oh well. Live and learn. Opponent plays a land. And appears to be passing. Oh, there it is. Spell. Okay. And then passing the turn? Maybe? There we go. Possibility Technician. Get another Nova Hellkite. And a timeline caller. Or no, not another. Just have access to the Nova Hellkite. Then we got a timeline caller. We're gonna go ahead and crack the map. Mill that so we can find a land. And that's all we can do for our turn, so we're just gonna have to pass. Opponent. Plays a swamp. And I'm gonna guess passes the turn. Main phase 2. And... oh, nope, we're gonna stock up. 2 cards for our opponent. Passes. No land. Still need a swamp, so I guess we're gonna crack the map. Anti-casual vestige. No, let's just try and get that land still. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 damage if we just go all out. Let's do it. Let's attack first and see what he does. There it is. Okay. Let it reload. And we'll plasma bolt you for 3. Start our engines, and we'll just pass the turn. We'll save the other one so we can start our engines next turn in case we draw something. Opponent. What you gonna do, Batman? He's looking at his hand. He's passing the turn. All right. Let's... well, it appears as though timeline color warps is our only option. Alright, move to combat. See if he has any shenanigans. Attack. There it is, another Mortify. Okay. Go ahead and Plasma Bolt, yeah. For another 3. Get those engines all the way to top speed. And pass turn. Magic gods, we need a land. A black land. An untapped black land. Please. This is what we ask of thee. Okay, that's fair. Play the Acolyte from the graveyard for its warp price. Move to combat. Attackers. 1 attackers. Nothing. Full bore. Now he might have something. What's he gonna do? Get lost. That doesn't do anything for us. Okay. And we'll save the plasma bolt for now. Plays a land. We draw a land. Alright. Let's Nova Hellcat. See what the opponent's got. Nothing. Now he's got something. Had to resolve first. He used a board wipe. They're getting desperate. Steaming Summon. Opponent. Draws a card. We draw a Plasma Bolt. So we're just going to Timeline Color Warp. Let's crack a map. If we can't get a black source, play land, crack the map. We would like the anti-casual vestige, because that would also give us... we don't want a full bore. Mood combat. Because the anti-casual vestige, when it was warped, when it leaves the battlefield, we can put the acolyte onto the battlefield for free, so... Opponent. Takes his beats. We're gonna go ahead and plasma bolt now. 'Cause I'm pretty sure we can get game if we do if this is what we do next turn. So yeah. Oh, we won't be able to do it next turn though because I need that black source. Come on, black source. Oh, no, the vestige, even better. Okay, so, we're going to specifically cast a warp toss. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast it for the warp toss. Just in case. Use Amonkhet Raceway. Give target creature haste. Go to combat. Opponent. Oh. We swinging. Use it or lose it. Oh, creating a robot. So he can block. Very nice. See? And that's why we warped. So that way we can end the turn. That leaves. When it leaves, we'll draw a card. It's a swamp. We're going to play the Acolyte for free. What you going to do about that, opponent? That's one way to deal with it, yeah. Excellent. Another crawler. So what we can do is play the swamp. We will specifically tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cast this from exile. Use the raceway. Give it haste. Creates a robot. We're still going to attack. And pass the turn. Our saving grace is our opponent, which makes the robot too soon. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna activate our anti-casual vestige. Draw a card. Play an anti-casual vestige. What do you think about that? Threat after threat, opponent. Plays a land. Passes the turn. Draws his card. Alright. Let's go ahead and get down the Acolyte. Attempt to get down the Acolyte. It resolves. Didn't cast it with its work cost. We're just going to move to combat. Swing with the vestige. Grace the robot. Okay. Next. I always forget Plasma Bolt Sorcery. That's the only problem with this plan. Alright. Go ahead and get him down in the danger zone. So that way we can get a little bit closer to that end goal. And then end the turn. Create our own robot. Virtue of persistence. We can keep our robot alive. No, let's save it for combat. His life. Gains a life. Pass. Pass. Oh. Opponent doesn't have a board wipe. We move to our next step. Let's go ahead and let's just go straight to combat. Attack with the team. Exile target attacking creature. Well, then we're gonna full bore the Acolyte. Creates a robot, okay. Resolve. Resolve. Leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Get down the Ardent for free. Next. Blocks with his robot. Okay. And then we have not warped this turn. Let's do that. Or no, I guess it doesn't warp. Let's do that. And then play the land. No cards in hand. Until now. Yeah. Nope, still no cards in hand. Okay. Well, you only get to surveil 3. Wait. Ah, Blasphemous Edict. Okay. He'll just crown his hunter. Well, we just drew the Acolyte, that's good. And then we're gonna play or warp the timeline color. Omnicat Raceway. I love having this Omnicat Raceway, giving them haste and stuff, so they have like I am not getting down on the pressure. Like, every turn still attacking, even though they're doing so much to stop me. And then end the turn, we warp, so we will create a robot. And pass the turn. You again. Okay. Resolve.
My resources are yours.
Gain some life, draw a card.
At the center of every star. Focus.
Thrumming hive pool.
And learn.
Resolve. Okay.
Fate flows as easily as water.
He has tapped down almost all of his mana. But I think this is it. I think he thinks this is it. This is his chance to turn it around. So we're gonna go to my turn. We're gonna go straight into it. Timeline color. Combat. Opponent's gonna try and, yep, tap down our creature, resolve. And we're gonna play the full bore on the robot. Move to combat, attack you, win the game. Yes! Yes, we got there. Well guys, that's warp speed. Rakdos is, I think, looking pretty good for standard right now. This warp speed deck's just got a lot of versatility. We didn't talk about the mana base much, but we got to see Amonkhet Raceway really shine in that last game, where it was given haste and like that control player just like threat after threat, even though they kept removing stuff off our board. That was great. And anti-casual vestige, or anti-cautial vestige, however you say that. In the comments, teach me how to say it. I'd appreciate that. It was really good this game too. Every time in leaving, we had that one time where it gave us the Elegy Acolyte, or it got us some other stuff. So it always, the great thing about the way this deck was set up is with the Vestige and the Acolyte, even when we warped stuff, we were still able to keep things on the board. Nova Hellkite was fun. Timeline Caller doing work. I definitely think MVP of the game. That one game especially, being able to keep coming back. Full board, giving our stuff haste, really good. I mean, we all saw it. It was like, I think the deck does pretty good, and I'm going to continue to keep using it and climb the ladder with it. So until next time, folks, if you have any comments down below, tell me what you think of the deck, or tell me what you think you would have done to make the deck differently. I always appreciate your feedback. So until next time, folks, Mr. J out.